Hello. So episode 3 now of my Canterbury Lamb or Invicta 3.5 inch rebuild. I've decided to call it. I'm guessing I'm rebuilding it. I'm sort of finishing it, restoring it, but we'll call it a rebuild. So in the last episode, I was stripping down the tender, cleaning up all the parts, and sort of bagging them up for storage. Off camera, I did the tender frame. So here it is. So I gave it a wash with, or a scrub with some rubbing alcohol, just get the grime off it. Then used paint stripper, and then did an evaporust bath, and it's come up really well. So it's looking really great. So it's back to sort of bare metal, so that I'm sort of ready to. I've oiled it up, put it in a bag, so I'm going to store it away until I'm ready to work on the tender. It probably will stay in the bag now till January. Probably, I'd have thought it'd be the new year before I get around to looking at this again. But we'll see. I'm doing these. I'm doing more on this loco more quickly than I thought I would. I thought I'd only be able to do it, you know, once a week, maybe every other week. But actually, I'm spending quite a few evenings out here working on it, so I am getting through it. One thing I would say about this is evaporust seems to gum up threads. So anywhere where it's been, it's got like a thread for a screw, it does gum up those threads a little bit. So I ended up having to use an airbrush cleaning tool thing to kind of try and clean those up as best I could. So like not a major issue, but just something to look out for. Now I have been enjoying the evaporust though. I think it's really good, and I have been cleaning up everything that's rusty in the house. So I've had a load of tools for both me and my wife. So there's a little model wood planer, some model files, the chuck to my pillar drill, all that kind of stuff. So loads of stuff's gone in there, and it had a good clean up. Yeah, it's been actually good fun. I'm really impressed with the results that it gives. So now I do have a rusty bench vise, so I probably could see myself stripping that down and giving that a good clean and a repaint and all that kind of stuff just for fun. But anyway, that's not to do with the loco, so let's scrap that. Let's put this away in the bag. Go with the other bits. Right, today's job then. So it's all about the boiler, I think, today. So as I said before, the boiler is the big unknown with this project. Boilers are pretty important when it comes to steam locos, and I don't have a track, so I do intend for this to be, if I can, a very occasional casual runner. I have read a lot online that says that they're not very good. They're very difficult to use, very difficult to keep in steam, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm not expecting the world out of it, but I would like it to try and pull me even once or twice. So that's the aim. But because I don't have a track, if I were to run it, it would need to be on a club track. Now there are two local to me. There's one in Canterbury and there's one in New Romney. So I am interested in joining a club. It will be useful anyway for advice as I continue to work on this. I'm leaning towards the New Romney one because the guy I bought this off at the shop in Hythe, he threw in a sort of year's membership at New Romney. Interestingly, we didn't exchange any details about it, so I have no idea how that will work. But I'll bring it up next time I'm in the shop and hopefully get that sorted. So it will probably be there, I'd have thought. So in order for this to run at a club, I need to get the boiler tested, like properly tested. And before I even take it to the club, I think I have to do my own personal. I could be wrong with this, but I think I have to do my own personal hydro test. So either way, I need to get it off the frames. I want to take the paint off it and give it a good strip. I want to give it a good clean down. I want all the fittings off it and clean down as well, so that I can give it a proper look over. Now there is one thing I've spotted on this with the boiler that concerns me. It could potentially be a game over moment just on that, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I'll cross that when we come to it later in the video. We'll talk more about that. But for now, let's strip it all down, being careful not to lose any bits as I go, and get the boiler off. I don't know whether this might be 2 videos. This might be one video of just getting the boiler out and stuff, and the other video cleaning it up and sorting it, or I might do it as one big long video. Who knows? We'll find out. So yeah, let's look at it. Okay, so in order to get the boiler out, there's a number of bits I need to strip off. The first bit's really easy. It will be the smoke box, which is literally a push fit, as per the original design. This one actually, you can pull the chimney off as well. That is destined for you know, a stripping, paint stripper and clean up job, but we'll put that just to one side for now. Next up, I need to start taking off some of these fittings, I think. So we'll start with the safety valve, not a whistle like I called it in the first episode. It looks a lot like the whistle on my my old Mamba traction engine, so I assume that's what it was, but it's not. It's a safety valve. I'm pretty certain that this one is not correct. I think it's pretty naff. So it's probably due a rebuild in its own right. So we'll let's have this here. So I will probably look at changing that at some point. Right, the arm comes off. This comes out. This is the bit that I don't think is right. There's a spring in here, and I just don't think it's working brilliantly. What else? Right, this bit next. In fact, just stop for a minute to take a load of pictures of it all, so I have that for my record, so I know how it all goes back together, which I did last time. Right, so this little screw here, let's undo that. Oh, stiff. Can I get it undone? Yes, just about. So little screw here to undo this little connector. Basically little arm. Out that comes. This, I'm guessing, has a screw on the other side. It's going to be difficult to keep my hands out of the way while I'm screwing things. Can I? There you go. So that's this thing off. In time that will be cleaned up, but I won't worry about that for now, because if I'm not going to keep it, because I might end up replacing that part. Right, next up, so we got this, which I actually think just unscrews. Oh, I need a helping hand. Oh, I can't do it by hand. Do I have? What have I got? Can I get these around it? I don't know if I'll be able to get this off. No, not without doing some damage to it, I don't think. Shame I can't get that around it. That would be perfect. I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to see if I've got a bigger spanner. Biggest spanner found. There you go. Classic example of have the right tool for the job. That unscrews. So what have we got? That looks a bit like a washer. There you go. So that comes off. That's there. You can see inside the boiler. We'll have a little look in there in a minute. Right, let's carry on. Let's deal with the pipe. So this, I think, certainly on the top, that should be silver soldered, but it isn't. That's that come off. In fact, well, before I get myself in too much of a muddle, let's get bits in boxes while we're dealing with them. So that is all part of the safety valve. I'll bag that up later off camera. These are the steam pipes, they can go in there. the other side. Now this one's going to be trickier because it is this one. This side is silver soldered here. I can at least unscrew it from there because it won't. The whole boiler won't lift out while that's there. So that is that loose. In fact, while we're doing steam pipes, let's do this. That's missing some screws anyway, so that's due to be sorted at some point. There we go. Into the pot. Yeah, okay. It's the first chance I'm getting to look at some of these bits. Right, so I need this out. So this is our little throttle. I originally thought it was forward and reverse, but it's not actually. It's just sort of on and off. It's basically a regulator. So I want to undo this. So how am I going to do that? Is there a little? There isn't actually a bolt under there. I think there's supposed to be, but there isn't. Can I just push it up? Yes. That's that. Good little pot. So that's that free. That was nice and easy. Can I undo this? I did read something online the other day that said about cautioning people about dismantling locos unless it really needs to be done, because it said something like lots of locos end their life in bits boxes, you know, having been taken apart and never being rebuilt again. So I am a little bit conscious of that. I would hate for this thing to have been, you know, nearly completed and then bought by me just to be dismantled and never done again. So I really do want to get this finished, but it will take some time. Right, just get these bits off. There we go. Right, what's that all about? That doesn't look like it comes out. It looks like that would unscrew, and there are screws there, but they're so heavily coated in this thick paint that I don't know if I'll be able to do it just yet. That might need to be a later job, or it might be able to stay stuck on, who knows. If it doesn't have to come off, then great. Right, let's carry on with this thing then. So bolt. Hang on. It's upside down. I'm spinning it the wrong way, I think. I'll do it by hand. God, I can nearly get it out, but not quite. Come on. If you can. Oh, there you go. That's off. So, can I now just push that up? Oh, probably would be, but I think that's a bit rusted on. Let's see if I can kind of just push it with this. No. Yeah, I think that would come off. Certainly I can unscrew bits of this, but again, if I don't need to, I'm sort of inclined not to. I could undo just that one maybe. Take the arm out. But leave all the other bolts intact. Right, what we've got going on here then? Here's where things are going to start to get a bit tricky. Let's take these out. Tiny little bolts there. Right, that's that out. There we go. So that's that bit out. Into the pot it goes. With the little tiny bolts for it. I'll bag them up. I'll clean and then bag them up in a bit. Right. Can I get this off? It might be a whole, this whole thing comes out maybe. Oh, actually that's going to unscrew, I think. Yep. Okay. Out comes this bit. What am I going to put this with? And go in that pot. Okay, now look inside the steam dome. It was like I thought. It is a fake. It's not a real steam dome. In fact, I could have told that because it runs to the inside here. So I knew that actually if I thought about it. Right, okay, so let's take this off. It's too big. Screws inside. Yeah, I think there are. Oh, there is on one side, so this one's loose. This one doesn't have anything on the other side, so that's loose. These ones... No, it needs this one. This one's loose as well. That's just slotted in. This one does have a bolt. If I can get it. I think, yeah. Can I do it with my fingers? I think it's only finger tight. I don't know how much of this you can see. I do hope you're able to follow most of what I'm doing. If not, I'm sorry. It'll be when I'm editing this video that I'll be able to see. Right, done it. Got it out. It was a single, tiny little bolt. It just did not want to come free. But I did it. I ended up having to take out part of the superheater piping to do it. But it's now free. So that's that out. So That can go with that. This pipe unscrews inside there, a little bolt, but I won't undo that just yet. Right, how are we getting on? So, there are supposed to be some screws in here, supposed to be one there and there, I think it is, possibly one there, that bolt this to the frame at the front, but they're missing, so pretty certain it's actually loose at the front. Yeah. So the only thing probably holding all of this actually intact is probably a little screw there, and there's one on the other side. I suspect that is all that actually holds this to the boiler, as to the frame, as bonkers as that sounds. I can't see anything else. Right, in that case, let's continue boxing up some of these parts before I lose track of what they belong to. Let's put that back on there. There we go. Right, so there. What are these? So they can go in there. It's important to have some kind of organisational system. So I've got lots of these boxes, so all the different bits are going in these, and I'll put a little bit of masking tape in each one to tell me what everything is, like I've done with the tender wheels, tender bits. Right, okay then. So let's undo these, and then I think we might be ready to lift the boiler free. So let's see if these actually undo. So far, so good. One. And the other side. Right. Now I think, in theory, this should just lift out. Although they might be in the way. Don't know if I can get at them easily. It's attaching you. I don't know, I might be able to get it out. Let's have a look. So up and back. There we go. We're out. One boiler. What's cool, if I take this off the mount, what's cool is obviously we can now get a proper look at the frame as well. And look how dirty and grimy that is under there. That needs a good old clean up. But you can see all the slip eccentrics. And you can see the water pump there, which originally I thought was, I assumed it would be steam fed like bigger locos are, but it's not. I don't think it's just driven, just attached here to slip eccentric, powering that. So it's all manual, just by the motion of the movement of the loco. Yeah, really in need of a clean, all of that. But yeah, interesting to be able to get that off and have a look. Let's have a look at the boiler then. Let's put you back on the frame. Put that to one side. So here we are. Obviously I need to get all the paintwork off it and give it a good clean up. Oh, I still got the superheater in there, and I've got this. So this feeds this side. In video number 1, I wasn't sure what this was. I wondered if this was to do with the water pump, but it's not. As we just discussed, the water pump isn't steam related. This is a blower. So this is collecting steam from here. It will then feed to there, so you can turn it off and on. That will then run steam down through the boiler, out here, and into the smoke box. So it's a blower. That's all that is. It wasn't anywhere near as complicated as I thought it was. Right, okay. Now, we do have, obviously, some fittings at the back that need to be removed. We can deal with those in a minute. But let's talk about the thing that I'm worried about, and that is this. So this is where the driver stood. Now, on a lot of the models that I've seen of this, they've silver soldered it. Whoever built this one didn't. They've screwed it in. Now, it's not a problem here, because this is just going into the firebox, so that's not a problem. This one is screwed directly into the boiler. So they have drilled a hole into the boiler and then threaded it. Now, I've asked AI, for what that's worth. But I've asked AI, and it seems to say that a bolt is strong enough to withstand the pressure that would be enacting on here if it was under pressure. But a thread isn't steam tight, so that will cause an issue with steam leakage. I also suspect that it's unlikely that a club who were inspecting the boiler, it's unlikely that they will actually accept it, I would have thought. I don't know that, but I would somewhat be surprised if they accepted it. It could well be that that's a major issue. Possibly a fixable one. I do hope this isn't the end of the road just there, all over this tiny little hole here. It might well be that it needs to be plugged and silver soldered, or it might need a bit like how this has got, I think that's called a bushing. It might be that it needs a proper one of those soldered on, and then the bolts. I don't know. I'm sure there's a solution, but we'll cross that bridge. But that is a major issue, a really annoying major issue as well. It's the first time I've actually been able to look underneath the boiler to see this. So I don't know. That's obviously where it was joined. I don't know if that's a good job or not. A boiler inspector will be able to tell me. Yeah, interesting. I did peer into this while the camera was off, while I was sorting out the other bit with a torch. I won't be able to do that now. Oh, maybe I can. So push that button. Oh, there we go. It is quite icky in there, quite dirty, quite cruddy. So that's going to need a proper clean out. Okay, see all the stuff. So it's definitely going to need salting. I might need to give it a bath in some vinegar, or I don't know, some kind of other cleaning fluid, to see if I can get some of that out. Give it a good old clean up. Right, next up then. Do I take all of these fittings off the end? That is a good question. I'm inclined not to. Don't really know why I'm inclined not to, I just am. I could take some of them out. Let's take them out. Right, so I have played with these before. Now, in order to get them out, I seem to remember this one comes out first, because they all sort of get in each other's way. This spins around. And in time, these would need to be silver soldered, and obviously they're not currently, but they will require a silver soldering in place. I know the original plans, all of these fittings were just silver soldered. Right, now this I think can now spin. So if I undo this bit, I think that can now spin around and come out. Now this is not attached to should be attached to the other end, but I happen to know that it's not. or it was certainly not now because it's in my hand, but it wasn't before either. So one of my jobs is going to be at some point trying to figure out how I managed to do it. It would probably be a really fiddly job, but I'll have to get that connected at the other end. Right, let's put those together so I don't lose them. I'm still carefully making sure that all these bits stay together in a pot. Alright, this one unscrews now. That's another one. Just break my pot. There you go. Don't want to break my pot. All my bits will go everywhere. That wouldn't be good. That would be bad. Right, so now I've just got the water gauge. How am I going to get that out? What is the way to do this? Is that tight, is it? I don't know if I can get that out without breaking anything, particularly the water gauge. Ah, there you go. That's good. Looks like it's come out. Have I done it? Partially done it. There we go. Right, spin that around. So there's that. The that glass needs a bit of a clean up anyway, or maybe even just a full-on replacement, but we'll see. See if I can get that cleaned up. I might be able to. Vinegar's quite good at cleaning up glass. Might just be a soak in some vinegar later. Let's take this fitting off. There we go. Oh, that one's got a washer. It's the only one that has had a washer. So I wonder if they're all supposed to have washers. Can this come out now? Oh, that one might be silver soldered. Oh, no, maybe not. Might not be. Can I get you out? All of these fit. Can't really get at it. Might be that stays on then. Who knows? It might be destined to stay there. Oh well. Right, let's put this away so I don't lose this one either. Let's do it size. Right, so all in all, a good job, I think. Stripped it down, got it all stripped down. Obviously, I can now clean it. This has proved to be a really long video, so I will probably be ending it in a minute, and then I'll do another video where I actually clean the boiler, get the paint off it, give it a good scrub down and things like that. I will remove, or will I remove this? Probably should, particularly since there's paint in there, so I'm going to be trying to scrub the paint off in there. Let's quickly do that. Let's get this out. This is a hollow stay, I think I saw on the plans. I've not actually got a copy of the plans yet. I'm going to be hopefully getting them for Christmas. So at the moment, I'm just sort of going by what is available online and what I've seen from other people on YouTube building other locos. It's a guy building a 5-inch Lion loco. He's got loads of videos out building it, and it's amazing. And it's really useful because you get to learn what things are. So he did a video where he was fiddling around with this part. There it is. Coming out. There it is. There's that fitting. That can go. That should go on the end of here. So that screws onto there. So we'll keep that together. Right, that's that out. And then finally, it's the superheater, which is attached. Good question, how is that attached? It's in a really awkward place. There it is. There's the superheater. So no idea if this was designed, the person who built this was building it as a runner or a static model, but some bits are really, really well, or to my eye at least, really well built. Who knows? Right, that's that out. I can leave that fitting in there for now, I think. Do I have to take it out? Who knows? Will it even come out? Oh, it will come out. If it will come out, let's take it out for now. Now this is the actual steam pipe, I think. It will be. That's it. So that's what goes up inside the loco. Collects the steam, brings it down, and it goes into the superheater. Where we're looking, like that. So go. Cool. All right, so there's that. I'll have to have a proper look down the tubes to see if I can clean them all, make sure they're all good. Definitely going to give it a vinegar bath. Definitely going to give it some paint stripping. And then at some point, it will be off to a club with it to ask them what they think. I really, really, really hope that it's either okay or sortable, because getting a new boiler, well, building a new boiler will be beyond me, and getting a new boiler would be an absolute pain. It'd be expensive, I would have thought. So yeah, we'll see. Right, let's end that there then.